Driving down the road, have you ever wondered whose idea was it to put road lines that to this day help keep traffic in control? Well, the genius behind the discovery was none other than Edward Hines. And the inspiration behind the idea might not exactly be what you might be thinking. Dating back to 1911, Trenton's River Road in Wayne County, Michigan, was the first lined road in the United States. According to the Michigan Department of Transportation, Edward Hines, who at the time was the chairman of the Wayne County Board of Roads, came up with this brilliant idea after closely watching a mail truck leaving traces down the road. This first ever line that was painted was actually a center line, which purpose was to separate traffic coming in opposite directions. To this day, Hines is considered to be the instigator of the most important traffic safety device. And his creative idea made also sure that he gets inducted into the Michigan Transportation Hall of Honor by the year 1972. Social distancing and living under lockdown rules has been really tough for all of us. And nobody wants to stay alone, confined in our houses, especially during this pandemic. Well, pandemic or not, Switzerland is one of the countries that understands this. They don't only take care of their human citizens, but do show care for animals living in their country too. Well, have you ever had the chance to come across those squeaky little rodents called the guinea pigs? Apparently, if you live in Switzerland, it is illegal to own only one guinea pig. The reason behind this is because guinea pigs are herd animals, and confining them can get them severely depressed. This is why such laws have been enforced, since such an act is considered to be animal cruelty. So, when it comes to those squeaky little rodents, keep in mind the more the merrier. Nowadays, more and more people are keen to learning how to keep their bodies in shape. And a major piece of equipment that helps them do that is known as a smartwatch. Major companies have been investing a lot of time and resources to build the next best thing, and people spend a lot of money on them too. While this is true, ants on the other hand are one step ahead of you. This because ants don't need any such equipment to help them carry out their daily activities. That's right, I guess you could say that ants have their own built-in Fitbit. According to a study conducted in 2007, research has found out that ants possess an internal pedometer to help them keep track of their day-to-day journeys. This helps them make sure that once they go out, they'll be able to find their way back home. Isn't that cool? Ever wonder why airplane food gets such bad reputation? The reason for that is because when a flight takes off, the elevation of the airplane have lots of effect on our ability to taste. Research has found out that low pressure and dryness experienced at high elevation are to be blamed for the reduced sensitivity of your taste buds. Research also suggests that the effect can be about 30% on a person's ability tasting sweets and salty foods. So, if you were to have some great Italian cuisine yesterday night, and have the same thing the next day on your flight to the States, well, chances are you'll just end up blaming it on the catering. Remember the So Much Loved movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Yes, the one where Charlie and his granddad gets a lifetime opportunity to visit the chocolate factory of Willy Wonka? Well, the author of its book, Roald Dahl, who also wrote James and the Giant Peach, surely doesn't lack fame. And the reason behind that is because he's such a talented writer. However, along with his writing skills, did you also know that he was also a spy? Roald Dahl was a spy who worked for the British Security Coordination, gathering intelligence during the periods of World War II. At the time, his charismatic personality and the amount of connection that Dahl had with prominent power brokers were really valuable assets for the British Security Coordination. Turning on your TV or listening to the radio, we all experience how nowadays stations play a lot of music. Well, one popular genre with you today happens to be the rap genre. It's been long known how rappers have been using their music as a means to verbally challenge other writers. Probably because of this, Rap battles have become so popular that some people have started to consider them as a sport. While this is true among rappers, did you know that as early as the 15th century, poets used similar stylized insults too in their poems? Back in the days, this was commonly known as flighting, which, coming from Old English, translates to quarrel. The main purpose of, flighting was to make sure to craft poetic insults so devastating that the competitor would be too insulted for a comeback. This next one is about the two biggest planets on our solar system, Jupiter and Saturn. Both of these planets are known as gas giant planets, which means most of their composition consists of hydrogen and or helium. The planets produce a unique form of weather. In fact, scientists have discovered that these atmospheres have plenty of carbon, and when carbon gets hit by lightning, they harden into what we know as graphite, which later on falls down where the atmospheric pressure hardens it even further until you get diamonds. Apparently, storms on these planets have the ability to rain diamonds as big as a centimeter across. So, if you're looking for a way to get rich faster, cryptocurrency might not be the only solution after all. For sure, you might have heard about climate change, right? You know, the reason why we get crazy warm summers or why the sea level rises. While some people yet have to take climate change seriously, nature on the other hand takes no hesitation in showing repercussions. A hypoxic zone, commonly known as a dead zone, is a phenomenon where the oxygen level drops within the water, making the area uninhabitable. What is dangerous about this is that sea life that are able to flee such areas will do so, but the ones that fail, they'll eventually die. Worldwide, currently, there are approximately 450 dead zones, and recently it was announced that the Gulf of Mexico dead zone is of the size of approximately 6,334 square miles, which is the equivalent to more than 4 million acres of habitat unavailable for marine life. The recorded size has been larger than average compared to the past 5 years, and wastewater along with fertilizer used to increase yield are to be blamed. Well, we all love to hear about unusual events. Next up is actually about an unusual war known as the Pig War. During the year 1846, the Oregon Treaty was signed between the Britain and the US. This event was carried out in order to put to rest a border dispute between the British North America, which later became Canada, and the US. However, things changed for the worse when on the 15th June in 1859, a pig, which belonged to the British, had accidentally been wandering into the land of Lyman Cutler. Lyman Cutler was an American farmer. The pig had apparently been munching on some potatoes in the area, and in a fit of rage, Cutler took his gun, shot and killed the pig. Later on, turning down a compensation sum of $10 for the lost pig, Griffin, the owner of the pig, went and reported Cutler to the local British authorities, who in turn threatened to arrest him. On the other hand, local American citizens subsequently drew up a petition with the request for US military protection. Well, let's just say past this point, things escalated a little bit quicker than anyone else would have imagined. Things actually came to a point where there was a standoff between both parties as a display of power. Thankfully, Admiral Robert L. Baines, who at the time was the Commander-in-Chief of the British Navy in the Pacific, helped change things, famously stating that it would not involve two great nations to a war over a pig. He helped turn things around. Parrots and other birds have long been known to have a sense of rhythm, which, common to humans too, was believed to be based on a skill known as vocal mimicry. Vocal mimicry, or else the ability to copy sounds in your environment, was mostly the reason why household parrots could dance to a rhythm. However, recent studies have found out that sea lions, who hardly know anything about vocal mimicry, can keep a beat too. Ronan, a sea lion at the University of California, Santa Cruz, after some training, was able to bob her head along with a beat for a reward. They soon found out she would also bob her head for songs she hadn't heard as well, and was discovered to be the first non-human mammal to be able to independently keep a beat. The discovery proved scientists wrong that the theory of even us humans being able to keep a beat was based on our understanding of how sounds work.